Hello everyone, this is Emmanuel, and in today's video I'm going to be walking you through my website redesign process, and we're going to be redesigning this website for this moving company. It's called All Country Moving and Storage. I have it here on my demo domain where we're going to be working on it, and we're going to be redesigning it. Now, the point of this video is not going to be an exact step-by-step process like, make this 100 pixels long and make this color code 5289001. It's not going to be like that. I want to show you my thought process. Like, how do you redesign something so that it looks good? Not an exact pixel count or anything, but the thought process of how to make something look good. So let's go ahead and get started right away. So the first thing I'm going to redesign is this header and menu area right here. So we're going to go to the header. I've already gone ahead and built the entire website in Elementor as it is, and we're going to go ahead and edit the header. And I want to talk a little bit about how we can redesign a header to make it look good. So here we have the header right now. The logo is repeated twice. This is a very simple logo. We have the title of the website right here, and then we have the mobile version of that header right here. Now, the mobile version is actually pretty okay. I don't think I'm going to change that one. It works pretty good. The only thing I will change here maybe is the colors. Let's change the colors of this toggle so that it stands out a little bit more, because that yellow on yellow doesn't look that great. So let's go to toggle the button, and background color, let's choose the same red as the truck. And I have a color picker plugin right here that I can use to just get the same exact color code. And let's add in that background color for red. And then I'm going to hit the plus here to save this color to my files. That way I don't have to search for it again. Alright, that looks a little bit better. I wonder if we made this white, if it would look, because this yellow on red, it's kind of intense. Let's make this white. Okay, that looks great. And then to create some division between this header and when I scroll down the rest of the page, which is also white right now, I'm just going to add a little border. So we're going to go to borders, and we're going to add a border right here along the bottom. It's going to be solid. It's just going to be 1 pixel at the bottom, and it's going to be that same red color, just to have a little bit of division there. Let's update that. Okay, now for the desktop one, which is the one we're going to be focusing on here, we have a lot going on here. We have this menu, we have 2 logos, we have the title, we have the phone number. There's a lot. So we need to simplify this, make it a little bit cleaner. So what I like to do is let's add a brand new section on the top right here, and we're going to take all the elements we have here and kind of use them to build our new header section up here. So let's just do 2 columns, and I know the first thing I want to do is have the logo here. And then here I usually have the navigation, so let's bring in the navigation right there. Now the text is white on white, so obviously it's hard to see. And usually all this extra information and phone number, I have it on top. So we can actually move this on top, and we can, this title here, this is kind of like, it doesn't need to be up here at all. So let's go ahead and up here we'll add the title. And let's add a new column, and on this side we'll have the phone number right here. All of this other stuff I feel like we don't really need. Let's close out of that. Now the menu, let's change the color so we can actually see it. Let's make it black. All right, there you go. And it doesn't fit too good, so we need to adjust the size here. Let's go to style and menu typography. All right, let's make it 14, 13. Actually, maybe we can change the spacing between the menu. That might be a little bit better way to do it. Vertical or horizontal padding. Let's see. Space between. Let's make it a little bit less. Okay, perfect. And this logo, we can actually get some more space by removing the spacing that this has by default. So we can just go to the whole section, and then here where it says column gap, no gap, that's going to give us a few extra pixels all the way around. And let's just give this some space. We'll give it maybe 3 pixels all the way around. Let's put this menu in the middle. Move it to the middle. There you go. And this just doesn't really stand out that much. Now the reason these titles are so long is for SEO, because this, they rank for these keywords, and I don't want to change this. Usually, for stylistic purposes, I would have the menu, have the words be more concise, but I don't want to mess with the website's SEO, so we're going to leave these titles here for now. But we can make them look nicer. Maybe we can have them be capital case. Let's see, capitalize them. Yeah, that looks a little bit cleaner. And that looks good. This drop down, maybe we can clean up this drop down a little bit here, because this drop down is kind of ugly. Drop down, text, okay, background color, hover. Let's see. Let's move this up in the Z index so we can see it. All right, so this element here is kind of messing with it. All right, we'll come back to this later. So we have this set up right here. All right, let's change the color of this title to white. This font, it's kind of, I don't like how it looks. And I think it would also look nicer if there was like a little icon here. So let's do an icon list. And we're gonna have 2 icons like this. One of them is gonna be the phone. So we'll have a phone icon right here. And the other will be email. So we're gonna have an envelope for email like this. Now I'm not sure what the email is. Let me update that and come back to the website. We can see what the email is gonna be. Let's click on the home page again. Do we have an email? Do we have an email that we can copy? All right, we do not have an email here. Let me try to find it on page. No, there's no public email. We're under the contact us. Okay, here we have an email. So let's copy this email and let's add it back here to the header. So we'll erase the title and just put the, we want to make it a link. So we'll do mail to : and then the address that will automatically open it in email. And then for the phone number, we'll copy the phone number from here. And we will paste it here. And then for the link, it's tell : and then the phone number. That will let the computer and phones know to open this. We can delete this now. And now the icon color, we can make it white. And the text color will also be white. And let's align it to the right. Okay, that looks good. Now let's change the color of this to white as well. Let's see, I feel like, is the title even necessary up there? It might be good for the way their SEO is set up. So let's try to have it here in the middle. And we'll make this section maybe 70. 70, or you know what? We'll do it maybe 50. And then we'll have 25 and 25 for the other columns. That way it all fits. Let's see. And we can just make this font a little bit smaller. Okay, perfect. All right, that looks good. And this font, I really don't like this font. Let's change it. Okay, that one's much better. Oh, let's center this as well. All right, that looks good. We can make it slightly bigger maybe. Let's do maybe 17. Okay, that looks good. Okay, update. All right, let's go see the new menu now. All right, here it is. It looks okay. I still feel like this is not really necessary up here, but we'll leave it for SEO purposes, and we'll come back to the header if necessary. Actually, you know what? Maybe we can have these up here. Yeah, and then maybe we can have the menu. Since the menu needs a little more space, we'll have this right here. And let's give it maybe maybe 5 pixels all the way around. There you go. And let's switch the colors. Let's make this one, let's get this brown color here. And we'll add it in here. And let's make this one white. and we'll make this red and put it to the middle, and we'll do the same with this icon. And with the text, we'll do black. Okay, that looks good. And then for this text, let's change this to white so it's easier to read. And let's update that. Okay, that looks a little better. I like how that looks much more. Let's go back here. It's kind of similar to how we started, but just a little bit more cleaned up. All right, looks good. Now let's actually start editing the headers, this actual page here. So let's click Edit with Elementor to edit the page. And first things first, this website is just really blank. It's just text, and the text is good for SEO, but visually there's nothing there. You know, you're kind of repeating the name and the phone number again here, and this button. You know, it's not super exciting. So let's add a new section. And the first thing we're going to do is add a background image to really make it pop. So let's add a background image here. And I have a few here that are good. Let's try this one. And we'll set that image to be centered and to be cover size so that it fits well. And let's set up a height for this column. So height, minimum height, VH, we'll set it to maybe take up 70% of the screen. And let's see, maybe we can move this image up a little bit now that I see it. Let's try maybe center bottom. Let's see, center. Yeah, that looks good actually. That looks fine. All right, so next thing I'm going to do is add another column here. I think it would be great if this form was up here so that they don't have to scroll down to get to the form. So let's plug in this form. All right, that looks good. And, oh, actually, no, this looks really bad, but I'll fix this. And this information here, it's kind of repeating, but I don't want to delete any content because of the SEO. So we're going to just redesign the content that is already there and put it here and put this here. Okay, this request a quote goes to the contact us, but there's already a request a quote here, and the contact us is already here. So I feel this would be better set up as contact us maybe instead of request a quote. There you go, contact us, request a quote. Okay, good. We can get rid of this section here. This we can delete. This is a link to their Facebook. Okay, so this Facebook, okay, this can perfectly go here in the header. We can add it as an icon here to the list. Add a new icon, Facebook, and we'll insert the Facebook link here. So there's Facebook. All right, update this. No, I don't want to switch tabs. Man, I really don't like this orange color. Let me see. Maybe we can do something different. So let's save this orange color first. Let me save it first so that I don't lose it in case I have to get it back. All right, so maybe I feel like the red is much nicer than the orange. Let's use the red. And maybe this can be orange instead. Yeah, I think this is better. Okay, that looks much nicer because, you know, that orange was just kind of a really ugly shade of orange. This font, let's make it a little bit bigger and a little bit thicker. And also Arial is really dated. Let's do it different. Okay, okay, line height, we can shrink that a little bit. Okay, I could just click that. All right, and I feel like the text is kind of spaced out a lot. Let me see the typography settings here. Letter spacing. Okay, okay, there you go. Okay, that's better. Let's leave that how it is. This will update in a second. All right, so let's fix this now. This form is very long. We need to make it shorter. So how do we do that? That's a lot of these things can be minimized. We can have the name take up 50% of the size. This is with Elementor Pro. And the phone number can also be 50% of the size. Next we have the email address and move date. So email address, this can also be 50%. Move date, this can also be 50%. Okay, so how many rooms moving from to, okay, so how many rooms? This can actually be 33% from 33% to 33%. A message, and then right now we have this reCAPTCHA that's not working, so let's just remove the reCAPTCHA for now if it's not working. Okay, so much smaller now. Next thing we can do is get rid of the labels. All right, we can get rid of the labels, and we'll call this homepage page form. And we can actually have the labels inside of the boxes so that, you know, it's easier to see them. The labels on the outside is kind of ugly. So we'll make the labels black. We'll make the fields. Let's see what color we have here. Oh, we might have to add them in here. Okay, so placeholder. Let's do name. We need to add the text in here. So name, phone, email address, the date of the move, how many rooms, moving from, and we're pretty much just adding all these in here so that they can be text inside of the field. There you go. So now you can see that really long field, we've reduced it quite a bit. We can just tweak it a little bit to make it just a little bit prettier. Maybe this could be black. See fields, text color, black. Okay, just a little bit easier to see. Background color, let's make it white, just to make the contrast good. We could even make it transparent if we wanted to, but I feel like that will make it hard to read when you're typing. Let's see, maybe just a little bit. Yeah, that's still good enough that you could read. Border color, we could add a border color if we wanted to. Let's see what that would look like. We could add a white border color or a black border color. Let's do white. Yeah, let's add a little bit of contrast. All right, and then request a quote, contact us right there. Let's add some text right here. This request a quote, I feel like the button could be, we could change the way this is labeled, like button. All right, so we have request a quote. I was thinking about having a title up here, but I feel like, you know, that would just might be extra words for no reason. Okay, we'll leave it like this. Let's make this white. This as well. Okay, this doesn't need to be there. Okay. And we'll make this white. And we'll make this phone number also white. All right, we're gonna make this background a little bit darker, just so there can be more contrast. And you know what, a little bit taller too, because it's. I feel like the image is. We need to have a little bit more of it. Okay, 80% is good. All right, let's make this background a little bit darker. We'll add a background overlay and black. We'll choose black. Okay, that makes everything a lot easier to read. We'll go ahead and align this to the left. I wonder why there's so much space there. Okay, there's some padding there. We'll get rid of that. All right, so the title, let's see what we can do to make this look a little bit nicer. We can make it a little bit bigger. Maybe 25, change the font to a different one. There you go. This, why is it so weirdly formatted? All right, so we have that, and we have the phone number. I feel like the phone number is more important. Put that first. And let's change the font for this one as well. Railway is a nice font, but the fact that the numbers are not aligned drives me crazy, so I'm going to go ahead and change that. All right, that looks good. We'll change the font for this. We can actually just copy and paste the style to save some time. Paste style, there you go. All right, so that looks good. We have the content there. Let's make this text a little bit thinner. Maybe 500, just to kind of establish like a hierarchy of what's important and what's not. Okay, great. That looks good. Let's update this. And let's see how it looks. All right, looking good. Looking much better. This contact us here. Let's just edit it a little bit because it's too much. Because we have a contact up here, we have a request to quote. Like, it's too much going on. Also, these two windows are not at the same level. You see how okay, we need to make them the same. So I will adjust that next. This button, let's make it transparent actually. And let's add a border, which will be white and not transparent. And then when you hover over it, it turns yellow. Let's make the border just a little bit thicker. Why is it still transparent? Okay, that's too thick. Okay, that looks great. Okay, update this. Perfect, and let's add a spacer to even these things out. So we'll get the spacer, we'll put it here at the bottom. And let's increase it till they're both the same height. And we'll just check. I like checking just by dragging the window down. And that way I can just see when it reaches the right space. And it looks like it's about to, okay, update this. And close here. Perfect, so this looks much, much better for that first section. All right, next we have these badges here and some text. Let's organize this a little bit better. So we have this badge here. Let's get rid of this border style. Let's do no border on that. And there's 1, 2, is there any other badges we need to take care of? Not really. Okay, so we're just gonna have 2, so we'll have 2 columns. Actually, you know what, let's just make a new section with 2 columns because there's probably some formatting in these 2 that I don't want to keep. So let's put that one there, and let's put this one here, and let's hit copy and paste the style. That will get rid of the borders for both of them. Let's align them both to the middle so they look good. And let's shrink the size of this one because it is too big. Height. All right, okay, let's do, 135. And maybe that lets us make this one a little bit bigger, 135. Okay, good. Now they're the same size. Perfect, so there we have our 2 badges. The Facebook link we don't need anymore. We already got that up there. So here are the 2 badges. Nice. Then we have a lot of content, a YouTube video, the form again. And this is the exact same form, I believe. Let me double check. Moving from, it's almost identical. This one just has moving from like zip code to zip code, but it's basically the same form. All right, so let's restructure this content here because these are just like blocks of text that we have right now. So usually I like to make the website a little bit more visual. All right, so let's start with this title here, which is repeating again the information. Which this is fine. I mean, you know, if you want to kind of repeat the content just to make it really simple for people to like understand how they can contact you, that's okay. So we'll add a new section up here because I kind of want this to be further up front, right there. Whoops, let's put it right here. Let's put it in the center, and let's copy this color here. And we'll make the text white, and we'll make the background that color. Maybe a gradient would be nice. Let's see. Maybe it's like a darker version of it, or maybe like a redder version of it. And we can have the gradient be like from the side instead. You can change the angle. Okay, yeah. Yeah, just to give it a little bit of depth. That looks nice. As a matter of fact, you know what? This looks so nice that I will... Let's see, paste the style. Oh, I did not get the style. Okay, that's fine. Let's see, what if we did that here with this red? Let's see, it's like a darker version of the red. Update. Just to kind of give the website like a little more depth. I guess we'll take a look at this later. Let's see. Yeah, I like this more. This orange on hover, I do not like that. Let's get rid of that because I do not like that. All right, so we have hover colors here, yellow. Let's just make it, you know, a slightly darker gray when they hover over. That's pretty good. Doesn't have to be, you know, you don't want to have too many colors on the website. All right, let's go back to here. Okay, so we have the section, looks nice. Here we have the reviews. And we can now start working with some of this content. So let's add another section up here. And let's have a text section with a background image. I think that would be good. We'll add a spacer here to create the space, and then we'll add a background to it. Let's do 350 pixels. And let's add a background image. Well, let's read this first. What does it say? Provide friendly, reliable surface by carefully screening. Okay, perfect. So let's look. I've already pre-selected these pictures. It took me about an hour to get the pictures ready. So, you know, you kind of have to dedicate some time to doing that. So here's a happy family who has just moved in. And we'll put the image size to cover. And make sure that it's centered. And we'll move this text over here. And we'll drag it one at a time just to fill up this section. Well, this looks like it's part of a different thought, so we'll actually leave it here. All right, so here's the first section right here. Looks pretty good. Let's update this. All right, I'm wondering if maybe this looks better if I move it down here. Yeah, let's try this for a second. Okay, let's center this text on the column. All right, that looks pretty good. And now let's create another section. Now this section here, let's add space. Let's add this content in here. I don't want the images to be too overwhelming. So here we have the two paragraphs. And they line up pretty good here. Let's update this. Let's preview how the website looks so far. Okay, that looks really good. I actually really like how this red transcends here. Really like that. Maybe this should be all caps. I'll think about it. All right, this new section here looks really nice. Whoa, this went crazy. Why is it crazy? Maybe, okay, let's do something. Let's erase this. Let's do it percent based because I feel like it went kind of crazy there. All right, 28%, update this. Refresh. All right, perfect. All right, so here we have the first section. Looks good. Then some text. And we have a couple more sections to work on. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing. Let's add some space here to the top, maybe 20. 30. Okay, that looks great. Let's update this. And let's do also 30 at the bottom. Next we have this another text section. Okay, now we're gonna recycle this section here and we'll add it right in here. And what we'll do is we'll flip it. And now we'll do another background image. Let's delete the text that we copied over. And let's make space for the new text here. So we have a title, text, and the next text right there. All right, perfect. And now we'll replace here the background image. And this is about why hire professionals. So let's use this image of professionals. Let's see some professionals here. Oh, this looks good. And you know what I was thinking? I just had an idea. Let me see. Let's see if this looks good. I'm just going to try this. Because we have this graphic here. And I wonder if it will look good if I change the text to black. Make this white. Looks like it's kind of like it's too big. It doesn't feel right. Maybe the phone number is just taking up too much space. Let's try removing the phone number since we have it in so many places. Okay, this actually doesn't look that bad with this. And you know what? I'm having a brainchild right now. What if, let's see. Yeah, what if we put this in the middle? Let's make this a little bit bigger. Because these icons don't really need that much space. Doesn't look that bad. Maybe a different picture, let's see. Because I had some other ones that were good. Maybe this one. Right under it. Kind of blurry. Let's go back one step here. Let's see what other options we have. Maybe this one? Oh, wait a minute. This looks pretty good. Yeah, we could get this to match the size of this. Wait a minute, guys. I'm having an idea here. I'm having an idea. Let's make these 100% of the space. What if they said it couldn't be done? What if we moved this on top? Let's bring it to the front, the Z index. Oh, wait a minute, guys. Okay, I feel like there's an easier way to do this. Hold up. Okay, let's set this as a background image. Okay, there's an easier way to do this. Let's set this as a background image. Here, background image. All right, let's do size, contain, don't repeat it, position in the center, and let's height, minimum height. Okay, 50. Okay, and then we put this here. And we get rid of that crazy padding stuff. Huh. 250. Maybe 200. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Hey, that's pretty good. I'm not sure if I like this or if I hate this. No, okay, definitely the idea is there, but it's just not like, let me go back some steps here. It's just not, it doesn't look good enough to, okay, I'm gonna undo all that because I think maybe this was like the closest we were to like it looking kind of funky, like kind of silly. Let's erase this. And we'll just make these 100%. Oh, not this one. And let's add, I'll add the gradient back in here. It was close, guys, but did not look that good at the end. All right, okay, we continue. All right, so here we have the next section, which we already did. We have then some text. Here we have the other section. Let's add some padding to this. Maybe 30 pixels, just to give it some space. And then we'll have 30 pixels here as well. All right, that looks good. This should also be centered, maybe? No, that should be the top. Is there any? Okay, we'll get rid of this margin up here. All right, that looks good. This looks good. Then we're going to have another section right here. And we'll have this be kind of like this one, where it just goes all the way across. Let's just add it in here separately, in case there's any crazy formatting there. So let's add this in here. And that looks good. Let's see if there's any extra spacing. Let's get rid of it. Then we have this video. Okay, so the video, we can definitely have it as part of a column. So we'll have the video here, and we'll have the content next to it. In this video, why is it so small? Style. Why is the video so small? Is this, maybe it's a glitch. Let me update this. Let's see how it looks. Why is it so small? It's like weirdly small. Maybe somewhere. Oh, okay, there's a lot of extra. Okay, good. Let's put this in the middle. Column width 50. And put this in the video in the middle. And let's add the padding to here. Okay, good. Looks good. We can take the padding off the top and the bottom. And we have to add padding on this one as well so that it's the same distance from the side. This one we already did. This one we can get rid of the top and bottom as well, actually. So that all the text is continuous. And then this one, do we have to do the same thing? Let me check. Yeah, let's add it to the right and to the left, just so that this all lines up like this. Okay, looks good. All right, so now I kind of want to divide this a little bit better. Kind of starting to look kind of chunky. So what I'll do is here for the video section, let's add a background, and we'll make it just slightly like a light gray, very light gray, just something to differentiate, one section from the other. Oh, no, it's too close to the edge. Okay, we're gonna have to add a little bit of spacing to the bottom at least. Okay, good. Whoops, I zoomed in too much. Update this. All right, now for the next section, we're almost at the end here. So for the next section, let's add another big image, kind of like the home page. As a matter of fact, let's do exactly like the home page. Let's copy this section and let's add it in here, paste it. What we'll do is we'll take this, we'll delete all of this. We'll delete this text, delete this, delete this, delete this. And let's add another column here. And we'll have this text over here. And we have to change it to white, obviously. But let me just add it in here first. Okay, so we'll make the text white now so that the contrast is good. And we'll make this white as well. And this as well. Alright, and we can actually give it a little bit more space to breathe. And let's change the background picture to something else. Let's see what could look good. Oh, this looks good. So here you have some people helping other people move. And what we'll do is for the background overlay, we want to keep it dark so we can read the text, but we also want to make the image more visible. So we'll do a gradient from black to white. And let's do 100%, just so that I can kind of see where the gradient starts and ends. So the black part is a part for the text, and the white part we'll make transparent later. So let's rotate it like this, and we want to adjust it so that the text is mostly dark and the other part is mostly white, and we'll rotate it a little bit more. Alright, and we can decide how much we want to blend it, like that maybe, and then we'll make this transparent completely. And then for the text, we'll slowly reduce the opacity, maybe to 45. So it's still legible, but you can see this heavy image much better. So we'll update this, and let's go like this. That looks really good. Let's add the padding as well here, 30. And let's see, that looks really good. Maybe we can add a scroll effect to kind of make it pop a little bit more. So let's do attachment fixed, and that way when you scroll down, yeah, it gives the page a little bit more life, a little bit more movement. As a matter of fact, you know what? We should probably use this somewhere else, somewhere higher up. Maybe even in this section, actually. Just so the website doesn't get boring too quickly. Maybe even here. Let's see. Let's see. Attachment fixed. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Okay, so let's leave that like that. As a matter of fact, that kind of just tells me that this is too dark. This overlay is too dark. Yeah, 40 is good, much better. Okay, looks good. Scroll down, we have the text, we have this really nice section. This section looks so nice that I kind of feel like I want to have something like this, like closer to the top. Okay, let's add it in here. And then we will use this text instead. And we'll just switch it to like a different image. Let's add that there, let's add this here. Let's add this here. And let's make the text white again. Make the text white and make this text also white. And let's get the background image and let's find a different one. Let's see, this one looks good. Oh yeah, this looks great. Let's see, let's try a different one. Maybe this one with the wrap. That one looks good too. Let's keep checking. See which one looks best. Oh, this one looks great because the dark part is not really that important, it's just boxes, but you can see the workers really clearly. Okay, I'm going to use this one. This one looks the best. And I'll get rid of this for now. All right, and then, now we can actually add the padding to this as well. It makes sense to add it now. All right, great. Yeah, look at that. Go here. Although, you know, do we even really need this? Because it's already here. Like, the name is up here, the name is here, the name is here. I'm going to get rid of this. As a matter of fact, you know what? Are these PNGs? This one is not a PNG. Because I could literally just put that, like, we could just have it, like, right here. Let's see how that would look. Let's add in a section here. Maybe we can just drag and drop these in here. Because I feel like this is such wasted space. You know? Let's get rid of this. Well, actually, let's put this back here. Let's make this, let's add a background to this so that it doesn't look too awkward. Background, we'll make a white background for this. There you go. And we will make this 100%. Okay, this one also 100%. Okay. And we'll adjust it like that. And they're just so big. I mean, they can't be 100%. Let's make it smaller. Okay, that looks good. And we'll adjust the size here. We can align this to the left maybe. Yeah. Just trying to like get it to look a little bit better. You know what? Maybe the white background is not a good idea. Let's take off the white background. Oops. Let's just add a border radius. No border radius. Okay, let's add it to the image maybe. Border radius. Okay, that's not so bad. What happens if I do more? I can work with that. If I do less. It's not that bad as a circle, honestly. Let's add some padding to this. Just realized the form should have some padding too. There you are. Okay, we can get rid of this in that case. Let's update this and let's see how it looks. Huh. How do I feel about this? You know what? This is not working with the vertical height because it keeps changing it. It keeps disaligning these things. So that might not be a good option for this. Instead, because I want these columns to be similarly sized. Alright, this contact us can go. We don't really need that there. Let's see what else we can do. Okay, that looks good. And then instead of having that, we'll just have some padding. Maybe 70 pixels on the top and 70 pixels at the bottom. And then that way we can kind of have, okay, that's better. Alright, and maybe we could switch these. Let's see if that looks better. Not really, it looks kind of the same. Put this in the middle. And put this in the middle too. Looks good. Alright, let's update this. Okay, looks good. And then here, I don't want to make this too big. Let's see. Yeah, now we can actually, yeah. I can't believe I'm doing this again, but we have to scooch the text. Because we want the sections to kind of flow. So let's move this text over here once again to find a good flow. Gotta have a good flow for the website. Alright, make this black. Make this black. Alright, cool. There you go. Add the padding in here, of course. Oh wait, why does it look so different? It's page style. Oh, it's like a light gray. Okay, cool. All right, that looks good. Let's add some padding to this section. It's like too tight. Just maybe 50 at the top and 50 at the bottom. Great. Now we can add in this text here. Get rid of this. Make this white. Guys, when you're redesigning a website, it's trial and error. And nobody ever shows you the trial and error. They just kind of show you the finished website. So I'm showing you the entire thought process. So I'm just here talking out loud, and you guys can absorb my thought process. All right, let's see. Okay, this looks much better, like so much better. Okay, I like this so much more. As a matter of fact, we can go boom, and then to this, we can now go here. We can add a little animation to this. So motion effect, we're gonna have a fade in from the left. And we're gonna have it slow. Yeah, so it's kind of like they carried him into the screen. Okay, that's nice. Okay, cool. I like that. I like that. Let's just so the text is not so clunked up. All right, this looks good. This looks good as well. This section needs a little bit more space at the bottom. Let's give it 50 pixels. And then for this one at the top, let's give it 50 as well. Actually 30. That's probably fine. All right, 30. All right, that looks good. This looks good because this all looks like it's all part of one section here. Then we have the video section. Then we have this section. And this is already kind of like getting to the footer area, like the end of the website. And let me check something because it might make sense to have this form in the footer. That way it's on every website. Like if I click long distance movers, yeah, it would be nice to have the form down there, wouldn't it? Yes, see, because we have the button on every page, but we should have the form. Although there's a form already here. All right, so we'll leave the form as it is. We won't put the form in the footer, but we will update the design of the form to this design, which is much more modern and nice. And let's see if I can just paste the style. Let's see, paste style. It kind of got some of it, but it did not get all of it. Let's get rid of the label, and we'll add a background image. We'll add a background image to this section so that we can actually see the form. Actually, let's set up a brand new section because there's some weird formatting in here that I don't want to use. All right, so let's put that in there, and let's get rid of that. Let's add a background real quick. So for the background, we're gonna just pick a nice image. Use this one, make it centered, make it fixed, make it covered, like that. Let's add some padding to the page, 30 pixels. Let's add some padding to the form, 30 pixels. Let's adjust the form size. So we know we have, for example, the fields too. So we have the name, we have the phone number, 50%, email address. Let's leave the email address at 100% just to kind of make it look a little bit different. It's the bottom of the page anyway, so it's not that crazy. Move-in date, this one could be 33%. How many rooms? 33%. Moving. Oh, you know what? Let's do 50 and 50 to keep this one separate from this one. So let's do 50. Oh, let's copy this. Move date. All right, move date is there. How many rooms? We're gonna copy that and put it as a label on the next one as well. Moving from zip. All right, and moving to zip. The other zip right there. And then the last part is any message that they might have. And then we'll do 50 and 50 for the zip code portion of the form here. And again, this is all done with Elementor Pro. So let's update this. So here we have the updated look for that final form. And here we have, this kind of looks like the end part here. Interested in our services. Let's bring all that in here. Come on, all right, interested in our services. And we'll add in the address and all the text. Okay, let's make the text white. There's a lot of repetition that goes into the web design process, but I feel like almost all jobs are like that. Okay, this, why is this not? Okay, we have to make it white through the settings here. All right, looks good. Let's center this column in the middle. Get in touch with us. Okay, interested. You know what? We can have a title for that. So let's bring in a title here. And let's remove this interested in our services. Erase that. Put it here as a title. Make it white. We're going to make this background. We're going to add an overlay to the background to make it slightly darker. Background overlay. Slightly darker. There you are. All right, that interest. Okay, there's a lot of space here. Why is there so much space? We don't need all this. We don't need all this. This can be part of this, honestly. Just add like a line break. You can add a line break by putting in BR or twice, a little bigger, and paste that in there. And we can delete this. We can add another line break here if necessary. No, it's good. All right, all right. Okay, so here is the, actually let's put this at the top, not in the middle. Okay, good. And we'll add the padding here too. Perfect. Here we have the bottom section. You can get rid of this. And all right, this last section here can just kind of stay like this. That's fine. Yeah, okay, update. Please leave your telephone number and your message. Okay, so this could actually go here. And your information will not be shared. It could go here at the bottom of the form. Let's make it white. Will not be shared with anyone. Okay, perfect. And we can kind of make this a little bigger. Make this a little bit smaller. This title doesn't have to be that big. 320 is good. And change the font here. All right, let's see how that looks. All right. That looks good. That looks much better. Okay, wait, this has too much spacing here. Yeah, okay, so let's add a new form. A new section. Let's do the 30 for the padding, and let's drag and drop everything in just so that the spacing can be consistent throughout the website. And we'll delete this section because that had the additional formatting that we didn't need. Let's add some space here to the bottom, maybe 30. Yeah, looks good. All right, we're gonna update this and we're gonna refresh here. This seems kind of narrow to me. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger now in a second. But let me do that real quick because it seems just a bit, maybe it's because I made this no gap. Let's do regular. Yeah, that's much better. Let's update this. And then this drop down, so ugly. This drop down, let's go to style. No, here. Style, drop down. Background color, let's make it red. Text color, actually like a dark red so it's easier to read. And then on hover, the background color can change to yellow. Yeah, that's fine. Update that. And it'll refresh here. Hope it will refresh here. Alright, so here we have a new menu and the new drop down. That looks good. That looks nice. We have that first section. This looks good. This looks good. This looks good. This looks nice. Perfect. The form and the footer. Alright, great. Now the one thing that I want to do, because the phone number and the name is so important to the moving company, we will actually make this section here sticky to the top. So we'll just go ahead and go, where's the settings? Where's the options here? Motion effects, sticky to the top. And can we, I wonder, if I make both of them sticky, will it know? Or is it going to overlap them? I think it's going to overlap them. Let's see, let me refresh here. And let's refresh. Yeah, it overlaps them. Alright, so what we'll do is we won't make the menu sticky, so we'll turn off sticky, none. But we will make the title and phone number sticky so that that is always visible. Like this. And I'll add a border here just so that it doesn't kind of blend in with the content of the website. So let's do a border, solid, 1 pixel at the bottom, and it's going to be red. Update. Let's refresh, and we scroll down, and we can see that, oops, it did not change. Where is the border? Oh, there it is. Okay, so here you can't tell, but when you scroll down, you can see that phone number, logo, and everything is there, so they can be contacted very quickly through the phone number or emailed. Perfect. All right, so this is looking good. Last part left is the footer. We're going to open up that footer. And I'm going to add the same gradient here. So I'm going to copy this gradient. And I'm going to create a new section for the footer actually. Paste style. Nice. The footer is going to have obviously this information. We're going to have it split up a little bit different though. We're going to have this on one side and this on the other. The background to the last part of the website will be black. And we will get rid of all the padding and stuff that's here. Get rid of this. Make the font smaller, not so thick. Yeah, that's fine. And put this in the middle. And center this text as well. If it's not already centered, center it. And we're going to copy the style for the same thing. Paste style. Alright, perfect. Let's see how that looks. Okay, looks good. And then we will have the navigation again at the bottom. So we'll have this navigation here at the bottom again. Paste. That way, if they need to go to a different page, they're already there. So there's a navigation at the bottom. And let's refresh the website. And I think that's it for the footer. Yeah, that's it for the footer. Alright, so when I scroll down here, I see that this is kind of big, takes up a lot of space. So I'm actually going to make this a little bit smaller, now that I look at it, just a tiny bit smaller, because like this logo, for example, doesn't need to be that big. We'll make it a little bit smaller. Maybe 65 is good. And we'll put it in the middle. And like this font, we can take off the spacing from here. Gap, no gap. That will get rid of all the extra spacing. Is there some padding around here as well? There is, so let's change this to 0 and to 0. Make sure it's not too small. Let's do maybe 3 and 3, just so that there's some. Alright, let's update this. And now we can preview the website. And click right here. And now when we scroll down, we can see how it looks. And for a second, it goes under the menu. You see that? So we need to move this whole section to the front. We'll make it 99. That's gonna make it on top of everything else. All right, let's do that. Still going under. Let's check the settings for this. Maybe there is some sticky setting. No, not sticky. Let's go to advanced. Okay, it's also 99. Let's do 89. Any number lower will move it back down. So now it should be good. Ah, perfect. All right, guys. So here we have the finished redesign for the homepage. You guys can see how it looks from being a really simple, just text and white page. Now it's much more visual. It looks more professional, and the forms are a lot cleaner and easier to use. All right, guys. I hope this video helped you understand my design process and how I think through it. And I hope that it's something that you guys can put into practice for your own websites as well. If you guys have any questions, I always answer all my comments. You can leave it down in the bottom below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye.